Hello everyone and welcome to Opus Magnum. We are doing our alchemy tricks again. Now this is going to be an interesting video because there are 3 things that we are doing. Normally we're doing 2, but we're going to be doing 3 instead this time. And we're going to be doing the ultimate in alchemy exploration. But that's going to be towards the end. Now I do want to apologise. I'm losing my voice and I'm not sure why. But I'm ploughing through. So we've got stain remover, sword alloy, and then the big one. So here we go. Basically, we now have to use a new method to level up our elements, which is this thing. Rather than using one thing, essentially you now have to use 2 of the same thing to get the next level up using this new element. That is essentially what it is we're looking to do. So if you look at what we got at the top, the blues and the greens we have, that's fine. The salts on the ends, we have a calcifier thing. So we can just calcify either of those and it will give us what we want. It's the one in the middle that is the most important. The one in the middle is the element we have up 1 step. So my plan is that I am going to essentially make the outer arms first and then connect them to the middle element. That is essentially what my plan is, because you can see there that the top left and the bottom right arms are exactly the same as with the bottom left and the top right. They're the exact same arms, just spun round. So you see, I did a little test that you can actually turn an element into a salt even once it's bonded. I thought they had to unbond them, but apparently you didn't. There you go. You can just put 2 together and it turns to salt automatically. And you see on the left we've created the element we need, and now it's literally just a case of connecting and rotating. So I'm setting up the second arm. So there's the first one you see. And it all connects and it looks lovely. My next plan is to fix that arm down the bottom left and then spin the whole thing round. There's that, you see, there's half. And now if we just rotate that. Well, hey, and there you go, you see, it fits. So now we just have to literally repeat exactly what we did the first time round. Boom! We got it. And that's it. It's done. So now all I need to do is get it onto this here. So once it's finished, we're going to rotate it round. We've got to move it across a bit first. A little bit more. Look at that. Now we just spin it once. Move this across, reset all the arms, and there it is. Now you can see it in real time. So see, the idea here is you do one side, you then do the second side, and you're done. It is literally that simple. So it is literally that simple. So, I liked this. When I got to this point, I thought to myself, if I'm able to do the second one as quickly as I work this one out, I will definitely do purifying gold from lead in this video. It turned out I wasn't that clever, necessarily, because I spent about half an hour which is about the normal length. So you see, there you go. Cost, perfect. Area, perfect. Cycles, it's getting on there a bit. But I can increase the cycles by adding more things to it, and that'll make the cost go up. So I'm happy with that, as always. If you watch these, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We are Meatloaf fans. So now I jump to something that I've already started, because I have spent half an hour and realised I was doing something stupid. So we need to make the chain on the right hand side of your screen. And it looks like it should be relatively easy. But I really messed up, because I managed to get that configuration, but there are loads of connections that weren't made. So what we're currently doing, one of the elements is 1 higher, and the middle element is 2 up. So what we've got to make is we've got to make it, hold 1, make it again, and then put both of those in to get the 3rd one for the middle string. That's essentially what I need to do. So my plan here is I'm going to make that there. And then if I can make the same thing again, connect them in the middle, but then have the outer connections made along the chain, that might work. So I've moved them all around a little bit. But the idea being is if I can make that, and then maybe move it across. There you go. You see now, if I repeat that whole step, it will connect itself into the middle part, and then move the whole thing across 1. And that's where I've got the idea from, you see, because now if I create, I mean, I've done it wrong there. They need to be the other way around. So you see what I'm going to do, you'll see, there you go. Make it and then connect it, but they're the wrong way around. They need to be opposite to what I've already got. And now I'm shortening it down because it saves on my cost if I use less. So I'll shrink it down a little bit. But there you go. They go in, you get the middle. You get the outside and you move it to there. Do the exact same thing. Because you think, well, look, it's not connected all the way through. But watch it as it moves. There you go. There was a connection made. There was 2 more connections. And you see, now it's all connected. So as long as you've got the connections there, as it's moving, it is actually connecting it up. And it was surprisingly easy, and I spent half an hour. And I could not work out how to do it. It was terrorizing me. It really was. But once you actually just do 3 bits and you push it along, and it all connects up as it goes down the conveyor belt. And there we go. Costs were better than normal. The cycles were perfect, and the area was a little bit low, but actually still very reasonable. And this is the big one. We're going for gold. Now, I saw that we had 4 lead, and I thought, well, we need these things. Because you need 2 to make 1, but you need to do it until you get enough for a gold. So that's going to be a lot of these. So why don't I make a lot of them? And just make like a big pyramid. What I keep doing, which you guys, if you watch this, you'll know. What I've been doing with this is, I've been saying you can make these great big, massive, fleshed out things. But realistically, I don't want to do that. I want to try and make it as best as possible. I decided in this one that is actually what I would do. What I will do is screw... I decided that I would say, screw the normal plans. I am just going to make a massive, massive thing. That's what I'm going to make. And I'm going to do everything I can to make this massive structure so that right at the end it filters all the way down and then you get gold right at the bottom. I crapped out right at the end, but you know, what are you going to do? At this point I realise I need to essentially replace all of the top conveyor belts. Because at the moment I haven't realised it yet, but I need 2 of each element on the top. And at the moment I'm only doing 1. Whereas 5, 6, 7 and 8 are all feeding 1 thing. But you see there, I've realised, and I got a little bit angry, because they only do 1. So what I've realised I need to do is I have to move the arms into the centre so that they can now reach both sides. And then move that up there because I don't want it to be too large. So I decided that is by far the best configuration for all of this crazy technology. And then I'm going to have it do the outer element first and then the inner element, because it has to drop it off and leave it there. And if you do the inner one first, it won't go past it, it can go all the way around, and oh, it's a whole thing. And there we go, it worked. So now that we've got it working on the left, I amend, and there it is. You see, we've gone 1 at the top to 2 to 3. So we're slowly working our way. There you go. We've now got 2 halves working exactly as they need to be. And that's both sides there. Well, hey, look at that. Now we need something for that to go into. And then that will give us number 4. Oh, we're working our way down. And you see, this is really what I wanted the game for. I wanted to look at that. And you see, we've got 2 more to go. Well, technically, the 2 more will give us gold. So we're almost there as it is. At this point, I decide I am going to have 1 arm that is going to grab it from here and move it downwards into another one. So this whole thing is a proper pyramid. Yeah, look at that. And then I've got the gold at the bottom. Here we go. Now, I haven't taken into account that I do need 2. You'll see. And you see, now I know everything I've just done, I need to do again. Because everything I did gives me 1 element of the almost last element, which I think is like silver. When realistically, I need 2 of them to go into it to make gold. There we go. So that's all center. Look at that. It's all a massive thing. This is why I wanted the game. This massive, ridiculous construction. So you see now number 11 is going to take it. It's going to spin it around. And then it's going to drop it off there. And then I think, nah. It doesn't necessarily need to drop it off. What it needs to do, it needs to put it somewhere else. So I'm going to grab it and I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to rotate it round and then reset it. And then pick up the second one, bring it in, rotate it round, and then reset the arm. Now, this is kind of where it gets a little bit annoying because that gives me one of the silver, let's say, and I essentially need to repeat the whole thing to get another silver. Bop, 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 bop. There it is. You see, look, there's a little moon there. So what I now need to do is I need to repeat the whole thing again to get a second moon. I love that whole repeat thing because that, in this level, works perfectly. But now my plan is the arms at the bottom. One arm is going to pick up the moon and bring it in and hold it. The second arm will wait for the second moon. Once the second moon has been delivered, it will move up and to where it needs to place it, whilst the first moon will go up to meet it. You'll see it in a minute. It all makes sense. Trying to describe it really doesn't work. So here we go. Now, difficult to see it like this, but I do record the GIF or the GIF or however you want to pronounce it. So you'll see it all in full screen in a minute. And there it goes. It calls it down to 1. And then it puts it in and there's the gold. See that? You get 1 moon. 2 moons. Gold. And there we go. We have purified gold. From lead, nonetheless. This will progress the story, and we are very near the end of this chapter now. And as you can see, actually, I thought that was going to be ridiculous, when in fact, we got a hell of a lot of high scores there. And you see, there's the solution repeating itself as a GIF. I'll show that again in a minute. And yeah, look at that. Costs were amazing. The cycles were second best. And the area was the best. I actually did the almost ultimate in area. It's fantastic. And then they're talking about what they're going to do with the gold. Basically, they're going to adorn Clara to basically make her look higher than her standing, so that she can gain that standing and be better within society and try and restart the house that got lost through the war, is what it kind of sounds like. And there it is. So we've now only got alchemical jewellery and gold thread before I had final thing. And there it is. Look at that. It's just going all on its own. It's making gold. It's looking lovely. And that is where I'm going to leave it. So thank you so much for watching my alchemy fantastic game, Opus Magnum. Please like the video if you enjoyed that. Please subscribe to my channel. Why not take a look at some of the other stuff that I've got going on? There are links on the screen right now for you. And I will see you again next time.